Welcome to episode number 5, Healthy Spine Recovery.
This class is meant to be more gentle recovery and restorative. Very good movements for your spine. So we'll just do this in typical follow-along fashion and go through movement by movement. We're going to start off with just some gentle twisting. So you can place your hands either on the sides, on the hips, or you can let them just kind of rest at your side. And you're going to just twist from side to side. It seems simple, but try to pay attention to the feeling of your whole body rotating around an imaginary axis going through the middle of your body, rotating around it. So don't just turn like this. You're more like twisting and coiling in, coming back to the center. So it should be like an elastic feeling, like you're winding, and then bouncing back. Winding and bouncing back, okay? So everything's coming into the center, gathering into the center, and then the energy sends back. Gathering and sending back. Okay, let's do it a few times. Exhale, and inhale as you come back to the center. Exhale, inhale, exhale. When you twist, don't lean back and open up, okay? Don't twist and keep yourself like this in this kind of artificial posture. You want the whole body to be protecting, closing off the center line as you twist. So it's more like in this position. Don't let the knee collapse in too much. The feet are glued to the ground, and the knee comes in as you naturally twist, but you should still be in a good foot position. The foot shouldn't be collapsing in. Okay? Twist back to the center. A few more times each side. And gradually try to get a little bit more range on every one. So don't go to the point where anything becomes disconnected. But go as far as you can as a unity. One more time each side. The lower back should feel nice and open in prolongation of the back leg. Okay? Now we're going to have the feet together and doing it in dynamic fashion. So instead of slow twisting, we're going to relax and let the arms fly. So as you twist, you spot the ground with your eyes somewhere behind your shoulder, and your arms open out as you come to the center and wrap around your body as you twist, hitting yourself just where they naturally fall. So be somewhere around the kidney and liver area. Stay relaxed. Keep your breathing relaxed and synchronized with your movement. Okay, now keep twisting and open up the feet so they're in a more natural position. Somewhere around shoulder width, even slightly wider. Okay, now we're going to emphasize the side that we're twisting to and try to get more range, so the heel is going to come up on the opposite side to allow our body to rotate further around. Okay, so the back heel twists up. few more, and you can go at your own pace. You don't have to go as fast as this. You can Slow it down. Okay, now keep twisting. Come back to the center. So both heels are down. And this time we're going to reverse the flow. So instead of going towards the side that we're twisting, we're going to fall back. And as you fall back, that toe is going to turn upward and outward to allow more room for you to twist and open up. So you're pivoting around the central axis. It's running up through the middle of your body. You're rotating around it. Remember to keep the breathing relaxed. Keep the lower back relaxed. Back to the center. And relax. Good. Now we're going to focus on 3 sections of the spine. 3 weight centers on the spine. First with the pelvis, we want to try to imagine the pelvis as a bowl of water, and we're going to tilt to the front and to the back. Like you're emptying the water to the front and to the back. Okay? So to do this, you start neutral, then you tilt your pelvis forward, so it's like you're sticking your butt back, and then you tilt your pelvis backwards to flatten out your lower back. When you tilt your pelvis forward, you're kind of exaggerating the arch in your lower back, not stressing it. There shouldn't be any pinching feeling, but you're just opening it up and exaggerating the arch, and then you're like tucking your tail under like a scared dog, and you're tilting the water out the back. One way to get the feeling of this is to go against a wall. So you can put your back flat against a solid surface, and from your hips right up to your shoulders, and even your head if you want, can be flat against the wall. When you're neutral, there should be a slight space because there's a curve to the spine, so there should be a slight space between your back and the wall when you're neutral. Now when you tilt your pelvis forward, okay, tilting the water out the front, the space should be exaggerated. So you don't take your upper back and your shoulders off the wall, and you don't take your hips off the wall. You just tilt the pelvis forward, and now there should be a large gap, a much bigger gap. Your arm should be able to pass clearly through your back and the wall. When you tilt the pelvis backwards, you're flattening the space, so you now can't even get your fingers in between your lower back and the wall. Okay? So you're trying to get as much range of motion as possible, tilting forward and backwards. Okay, keep the rest of your body relaxed. You're focusing on movement at the pelvis, but the whole body, you can't isolate anything. So everything is contributing, but you're just focusing on the tilting of the pelvis. Select a progression that you feel comfortable with. So if you have trouble feeling the motion when you're just in space, go against the wall, and we're going to do 10 reps together, nice and slow. Okay? So tilt forward. So there's exaggerated arch in the pelvis, and tilt backwards. Again, forward and backward. Forward, backward. Four, five, 6 forward, 6 backward, 7 forward, 8, 8 forward, 8 backward, 9 forward, 9 backward, 10 forward, 10 backward. This ability to kind of dissociate the pelvis from the rest of the structure and move it independently, it's not isolating it per se, because like I said, the whole body is adjusting, but you're focusing on the movement at the pelvis especially. And you want to be able to have as much range as possible, so that will free up your lower back. And what contributes to a lot of lower back issues is frozen pelvis, back and hip issues. The pelvis for the hips and lower back, to be healthy, the pelvis needs to be able to move freely and be mobile. So you can do anywhere from 2 to 3 sets of that, 2 to 3 sets of 10, either against the wall or standing out in space, in the open space. Next, we're gonna keep the pelvis generally balanced. So we're not looking to tip the water now. We're keeping it generally in a balanced position, but we're taking it in a circle around an imaginary axis that goes up through the middle of the body. So just these basic pelvis circles. You gradually open up to get as much range as possible. It's kind of similar to if you're doing hula hoop. And especially when you come around the side, you can press into that bony area of the hip to get as much motion as you can. Reverse the direction. Reverse it again. You can also support your lower back with your hands. And one more time. Good. When doing any of these movements, it's supposed to be a recovery and gradually expanding your range of motion. So don't ever force to try to get too much range of motion at once. Go to where you're comfortable, feel the movement, make sure everything feels like it's interconnected and working together, and then you can gradually expand your range of motion. Okay, now we're going to focus on the upper section of the body. So instead of taking the pelvis in circles, we're going to focus on more the thoracic rib cage area and upwards, and take that in a circle.
This is like if you were in a high barrel and this part of your chest and up was above the top level of the barrel. You're trying to do circles even though 2/3 of your body is in a huge barrel.
Right, so it's almost reverse the direction. It's almost like you're imagining that you're restricted, not frozen, but restricted from around just below your rib cage down, and the upper body can move freely. But because your lower body is restricted, you're not doing this, your motion of the pelvis is limited, so you now get more motion through the middle of the back and up. Reverse it again. Soften your spine. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Reverse. If it helps, you can place your hands in cross position across your chest like this for feedback, so you can feel that that's the area of the body that you want rotating. Okay, now we're going to expand and collapse, or let's say arch and hollow the spine. So you're going like from concave to convex position globally with the whole spine. So you're going to open up the spine, like you're trying to make this shape with your spine, opening up. You can send your elbows back, or you can put your hands on your hip like this, or you can put them overhead. But you're just trying to globally extend the whole spine into an even arch. And then you're going to reverse it and now make the opposite shape, where you are compressing the lungs and the organs at the front. So when you expand this way, you inhale, open up the body, collapse and exhale. This is like you're taking a gut punch. So everything's compressing, you exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Don't make the mistake of exaggerating the lower back, doing all the arching. You want to try to get a global arch. Okay, so don't crank on your lower back too much. There should be no pinching feeling. You just feel like a nice, large stretch, like a cat stretch. It's like we're doing a standing cat stretch essentially. A few more reps. Good. Now we're going to focus on the neck. When you're doing these movements, imagine that your head is just hanging on a rope. So keep your shoulders totally relaxed, your neck totally relaxed. We're going to start simply turning from right to left. So turn, turn. You exhale as you turn to the side. Inhale as you come back to the center. And exhale as you turn to the other side. Inhale as you come back to the center. A couple more times. Don't strain. Just go as far as comfortable. And gradually push it a little bit more each time. Back to the center. Good. Now you're going to exhale and drop the chin to the chest. Inhale and look up towards the sky. And look back as far as you comfortably can without straining. Exhale, drop the chin right down to the collarbone. Inhale, drop the head back. Exhale, inhale, back to neutral. Now we're tilting side to side. For this one, you want to imagine that you have a pillow on your shoulder and you're taking your ear down to rest it on the pillow, and then smush the pillow down a bit further. Keep your breathing relaxed, keep your neck relaxed, keep your shoulders relaxed. And tilt. So don't mix this up with the turning that we were doing. You don't want to turn as you do this. Your gaze is forward. And you're tilting your ear towards your shoulder. Drop your shoulders, and if you want to get a little bit extra, you can imagine that the side that you're tilting to, the opposite side, you're holding a heavy suitcase. So drop that shoulder, and then use a little assistance with your fingers and pull your head a little further.
Be aware of your shoulders shrugging up when you're going towards that side. We see that a lot with people, so through the whole motion, really remember to keep your shoulders relaxed the whole time.
Okay, and last we're just going to roll the head in a circle. Do not exaggerate the range too much. Okay, if there's a lot of crinkling noises happening, reduce the range of motion. You want a smooth circle, and you're alternating each time. So roll to the right, 360 degrees, and roll to the left,
Keep the shoulders relaxed.
One more time each side. Good. Next, we're going to do forward and backward bending with a long spine. So when you're doing this, don't have an artificial rigid posture. Relax your spine, let it maintain the natural S-shape curve, but lengthen it. So you're going to stand neutral, and then imagine like you have, notice the relationship between your tail and your head, okay? So you want them to be constantly going in opposite directions. So as you go forward, your energy is going out the top of your head that way, and the back of your tail that way. So you're lengthening your spine to bend forward. You can have a slight bend in your knees, they don't have to be straight. Go forward as far as you comfortably can. So that might just be here for some of you. Or if you're more flexible, you take it as far as you can. And then you keep the spine long and you reverse it. Into a global arch backward. When you're arching, imagine that you're wrapping your whole spine around one of those big exercise balls. So you don't want to just bend at the lower back, okay? A nice even arch is what it should feel like. So again, reverse it, bend forward, lengthen your spine. And rise, pass through the middle into an arch. Back forward. One more. In the bottom, you can pull yourself a little deeper by using your legs, your hands around your ankles, and back. And for this way, you can support yourself on your lower back. Back to the start. Okay, now we're going to be in approximately shoulder width to hip width stance. And you're going to slide your hands down the back of your legs. As you crouch, you compress as low as you can into a ball. And then you're going to open up and expand tall, reaching for the sky with your arms overhead. And come back to the start position. Okay, so we'll do it together a few times. Slide your hands down the back of your legs. Relax your spine. Crouch. Fold up into a ball. Open up. Expand overhead. Reach as tall as you can. Lengthen your spine. Let the arms follow to the side. And again. Folding down. Opening up. One more time. Exhale. Exhale as you compress. Inhale as you expand. Exhale as you let your arms drop to the side. Feel free to pause the video and do that a few more times if it feels good. The next one is called Around the Sun. We're going to place both hands on one knee, and your feet should be wider than shoulder width apart. Both feet facing forward. So you're gonna go to one side with both hands resting on one knee. You wanna imagine the sun is right above your head, sitting right above your head. You're gonna bring both hands around in front of the sun, okay? In front of the sun, around the back of the sun. Now you're back in front of the sun, and you're back to the other side, resting on the knee, just above the knee, okay?
So this is the sun.
So you're coming in front of it, around it, to the other side. In front, around, and to the other side. Okay? So when you do this, it should feel not rigid or forced. You want to look for a smooth, circular path around the sun. Okay, so from here, open up, back in front. In front, I'm at the side now, behind, beside, in front, and that's the path. So side view, we'll do 3 together, each side. Okay, so 6 total. So start on the right leg, go around the sun. Now you're on the left leg. Reverse it. And that's 1. That's 2. 3. 4. And 5. Okay, we did 2 extra ones. That's okay. We'll now do some small waves with the spine. Okay? I'll turn sideways so you can see. You're waving like a dolphin swimming up through the water. Okay? So it starts with your head kind of dipping forward, followed by your shoulders, chest, ribs, stomach, pelvis. Okay? So you're waving in and out continuously, like that kind of a motion. And it can just be subtle. You just need to feel the wave. It doesn't need to be too exaggerated. You can make the wave bigger if you get the feeling of it. So it ripples through the spine with a bigger movement. But for now, just keep it subtle.
The thing to focus on is the movement at the spine. People try and do this, and they try and like stick your chest out, make your pelvis and lower body over exaggerated. But you really have to think and imagine your spine waving. That's where it comes from. So even if you do it very subtly, your spine should be doing that pattern, and then the rest of what you see just comes from the motion that starts at the spine.
Okay, so that's the small wave. I would recommend setting a timer for anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, pausing the video, and practicing that just for the full time, non-stop, continuously. Then we're going to do a big, more exaggerated wave. So with this one, we're collapsing in from the head, shoulders, collapsing in to a ball, and then opening up, expanding, like I said before, the tail and the head open up and separate. The spine arches, You go back into an arch, and now you reverse the wave. Okay, so this one is not like that, but it's more like that. Okay, so you're collapsing down, opening, arching, and then staying arched as you come back and unfold back to the start. Okay, so we collapse, open, big exaggerated wave, all the way back into an arch, and now we reverse the wave and unfold. Again. And last one. Good girl. That concludes our 5th class. Hope you're enjoying it. Our DOG classes, named after none other than the top dog, Toki. And keep joining us. We're going to keep putting these out every day. We're getting good feedback about them so far, so we hope you're all enjoying and getting all the benefits that we get from doing these every day.
Toki says,